Welcome to Our Drummers Musicians. I'm your host Luke, and today I'm chatting with the incredible Jess Ellwood, a talented drummer, guitarist and touring musician who has built an impressive career playing with some of Australia's best bands. Jess drums for Alex Lahey, plays guitar for Angie McMahon, and has made the leap to full-time music, navigating life on the road and in the studio. In this episode, we talk about the realities of touring, what it means to be a good hang in the band, and how switching between different roles has shaped their career. We also discuss her early days with the Sweethearts, their approach to teaching, and the importance of long-term friendships with fellow musicians, growing together in the scene and supporting each other along the way. This was such a great chat. I hope you enjoy. How are you, Jess? Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm good. Yeah, it's been a really busy year for me, which is awesome. Lots of touring, lots of shows, lots of different people that I've been playing with as well. Yeah, it's been a good year.
It looks like, from the social media stuff that I get to follow along with, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's been pretty big.
Sick.
Some pretty big shows, especially around Australia, but heaps of big touring as well. Yeah, it's been incredible.
When you say it's been a big year, I feel like you've been doing a lot for a long time. Like, what is it about like this year that's made it, I don't know, feel extra big for you?
Yeah, I guess I've probably been like touring a bit more than I have before this year. But also I think, you know, this is the first time I've pretty much been able to live without having another job.
Right.
And I think personally for me, that's probably the big thing.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know if that'll like last forever or not, but I'm definitely just going with the flow.
Cool.
Yeah, and enjoying it.
Well, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, well done.
Thank you.
That's such a big deal.
Yeah. I guess it's been a goal, I don't know, forever.
Yep.
To be able to do that.
Are you okay with this?
It's fine with me. She seems happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
The Scout loves it. So.
Yeah. At least you don't have little needle teeth.
Not anymore.
Yeah. She feels like she's just grown out of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that's the kind of why I say big.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like they're internally.
Well, that must be like such a huge change, like mindset and practical and everything, really.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess I've always had jobs, obviously, but I've been lucky to have jobs that are really flexible. Mm-hmm. So I kind of always like put the music first and that work first. And yeah, I've been lucky with the flexibility of the jobs I've had to make that work. And that's probably part of the reason why I can do this now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's nice to kind of,
Would you like a dog toy?
Sure.
Scout.
Here you go. I think my hand might be better. No, toy's good. I think that's been an important part of being able to do what I do now, is having those flexibility in those jobs. And
do you mind sharing, like, what do you mean, like, what kind of jobs allowed you so much flexibility to say, like, oh, sorry, can't come into work, I'm going to go into a...
Yeah, I guess the first kind of job I had was instrumental teaching at the school I went to. So I went to Ballerine Secondary. I'd like finished school a couple of years before, and I was like, you know, thinking about doing like paramedicine at uni. And, and like still wanted to play music, obviously, but was like I should think about a career or something. And then Steve McEwen, who I think he's still working there now, but he's the vet music teacher there, and he wanted to kind of like expand the program a bit, I guess. So he got me and Mitch Rice and Holly Joyce as instrumental teachers, and to kind of like get more kids involved in the vet program or just music in general. And part of his idea was to have people working there that were involved in the industry and actively kind of working. So the idea was that, you know, obviously the flexibility would come so that I could be involved in the industry and working, which was great. At the time I wasn't like touring heaps or anything, but like if there were gigs or rehearsals or recordings or something I had to leave work early for or miss a day or two, is it okay that she's ripping this up?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Cool. Yeah. If it becomes too much, just let me know and I will put it in the other room.
Cool. We're good for now. So that worked well.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, what a great relationship to have.
Yeah, exactly. And like, Steve did such a great job at building that program. I think it eventually had like 2 of like year 11 and 2 year 12 vet classes. And
wow.
There were, over a few years, there were, so many more kids doing music. And that's what a lot of the kids wanted to do at the school, was be involved in the music program. And I think it's still like really cracking today.
How awesome.
As well. There's I think Sarah Carroll's working there now. Holly might still be there.
Okay.
I know a guy called Oscar Galt at least was working there. I'm not sure if he still is. But, they've had some really good musos there. And it's like part instrumental teaching, but also part like mentoring in the kind of later years of
sure.
The year 11 and 12 vet classes.
Was it like, I don't know, enough of a like positive place for music where you felt like, I don't know, you sort of had to have another career, but at least you were passionate about music whilst you're at school? Yeah,
it definitely was that. I think when I like finished my time there, that had changed for me. I still wanted to be playing music, but being around it every day in that kind of format got a bit tiring for me. And that was probably 3 or 4 years, I think. And like, I don't know, everyone's different. Some people like love teaching and could do it forever, but I definitely needed a break from it.
Yep.
So that I didn't lose the other side of it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I could kind of see that starting to happen.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, with teaching.
Yeah. I found the teaching was taking my passion for music away.
Yeah. I just kind of like, I lost the energy and the excitement and the want to do it.
Yes.
And I wanted to see if I could get that back. So I stepped away. And then I got another job. I was living in Geelong at the time, at this place that makes surgical scopes, so it was something completely different.
Okay.
That was part-time. And, they were just really flexible.
Cool.
Yeah. I kind of started, when I was working there, I started touring a little bit more with Alex Lahey, and they were really good about, taking time off for touring and all that stuff, which was great. And then that kind of took me up to, I guess I had that job through COVID.
Okay.
Which was lucky. Because obviously it's a medical, in the medical industry, so we just kind of business as usual. So I was lucky to have that kind of income, because of everything else music wise was not happening. I had a plan I had a tour with Alex booked in the UK. Maybe it must have been the March 2020 or something. And my plan was to get back from that and probably quit the job and move to Melbourne and start doing music a bit more, while trying to do it full time. But obviously the tour got cancelled, and it was probably lucky I didn't move to Melbourne before then. I was kind of happy about that. Yeah. It was pretty intense down here.
It would have been pretty sad, like, when they cancelled the tour, but then as, like, the COVID stuff drew out, it was like, oh, well, like, that's probably a good, like, security blanket to have. And
absolutely. We were, like, maybe a couple of days out from leaving, and the manager's calling me. He's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not looking good. And I was like, surely it'll be fine. And then, a couple of weeks later, the borders closed, and if we were overseas, we would have been stuck there.
Yeah.
So it was for the best, definitely. Yeah, but it was all pretty, up in the air for a few days. It's like, am I going on this thing? What am I doing? But that's all right. We're back. Everything's back.
The last podcast guest I had on was Celine Macinas, great keys player, and she was on the bus with Circus Oz, and then they said, okay, we're cancelling it. Like exact same time as you.
Yeah.
But they were literally on the bus about to begin.
To leave.
Yeah, and then someone came in and said, no, not happening.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it was a wild time because it was just like no one knew really what was happening.
No one knew what was happening. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I was lucky to have that part-time job through that time.
Did you have a space to keep making music yourself whilst that was happening?
Yeah, so I was actually living with my dad at the time. And yeah, I had a room, like there was a spare room in the house.
Cool.
So I had my stuff set up there. And there were times in Geelong, the rules were a little bit more relaxed than Melbourne, so you could have one person over. And my now partner, Annie Rose Maloney, would come over. She was living in Geelong, and we just kind of, make stuff or try and make stuff. She writes a lot. She used to have a band called Medina.
Okay.
But yeah, she started doing her own stuff, and I guess we had heaps of time. She was a teacher, so she wasn't at school a lot. So we just muck around and try and record stuff, and
awesome.
which was good. There was that creative part.
Yeah,
that still existed.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
What was it like for you? Because I haven't seen you in ages.
So long.
I know.
I can't even remember the last time.
No, I was trying to think about it and I can't. But it's like, I don't know, back when I was at uni. So like,
I reckon
around like 2015-ish or something.
Yep.
And you were playing with Beck Goring in her band.
Yep.
And your drumming was awesome.
Thank you.
And it's like, super awesome now.
Thanks.
But I really wanted to know, like, what was the journey like from like the small band scene into the joining Alex Lahey's band and stuff like that? What was your like, I guess, like pathway or opportunity growth? Like, what happened sort of to like, put you on this trajectory where you are now able to do it full time?
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess it was like, I joined Alex's band. It was more of a word of mouth thing. She was looking for to put a new band together for her next kind of cycle of touring, and a few people had mentioned my name to her, and she called me up one day and was like, heaps of people have, mentioned your name, which is lovely. And I guess I was playing with a few people at the time, and and she was like, the job's yours if you want it. I was like, heck yeah, I want it. Give it to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was playing a gig with Merpire, and Alex came along, and that was the first time we met. And it just went from there. And I guess it's just kind of been for me like meeting people, and I don't want to use the word networking because I'm not like out there to network. I just like meeting people and getting to know people, and sometimes out of that jobs come, which has probably been the way for me mostly. Most people I've playing with these days, I know before I am playing with them.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, there's been a couple of kind of word of mouth. Same as like Merpire when she moved down from Sydney. I think she was looking to put together a band, and Beck and I both play with Merpire. And same thing, I guess a few people had mentioned our names, and off it went from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I like that it's like, I guess you would describe it as networking, but it's not like you're like a...
I'm not like trying to hustle or anything.
Yeah.
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 And maybe just being open to anything that comes up. I find myself saying yes pretty much all the time.
Wow.
Which I've had to kind of change a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that go when...
It doesn't go sometimes. I've definitely had to like rethink that mindset. But I think that attitude probably helped it keep moving along.
Yeah, sure.
I think, yeah.
I guess that's one of those things where like it's really good to say yes to everything until it gets like...
Until you can't.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's not that I have to say no to too many things, but I definitely have to think about it sometimes. Yeah. But I think the openness and... I don't know. I just kind of like go with the flow most of the time. And it seems to be working. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, which I'm stoked about.
Well, I think it helps, like, you're a great musician and a chill human. So, like,
thank you.
The two, like, pros, a great hang and great music making. So,
yeah, I think
no wonder.
the good hang part is probably the most important for touring anyway.
Can you flesh that out a bit more for our pod listeners?
Yeah, I guess we've talked about it, like, with people I tour with all the time. Kind of 1% of the time on tour is the playing the music. That's maybe not even 1% really. If you think about how many minutes are in the day and how many minutes you play. So most of the time you're just spending time together. You're moving around all the time. You're not getting much sleep. you're in unfamiliar places. You can be really uncomfortable sometimes. And it's hard to find something good to eat sometimes. Like little things like that you don't think about ever can become a big thing on tour. So just kind of like being able to go with the flow and stay positive where you can is important. But also be like pretty honest with how you're feeling and open to how others are feeling and stuff like that is important in those kind of scenarios.
So true.
Yeah. But again, like, maybe less than 1% of the time is actually playing the music.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's a whole other life.
What's the like gig come down like when you're on a tour and, you know, you play a big show and then, you know, you're stuck in a small car just trying to find, you know, your hotel or somewhere to get some food. Like, that must be such like an interesting, you know, extreme juxtaposition of, you know, what looks like all the glory and then the like...
and then they come down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of the time if we have to get in the van after a show, someone will probably start playing good tunes and like we'll still be a bit pumped up and sometimes that adrenaline kind of like stretches over, you know, late into the night. There's been a few times where we kind of hang out in the lobby and have a drink and like hang out a bit.
Yeah, cool.
And then there's other times where you just like you come off stage and straight away it's gone. And like it's a funny one. It's different every show. But most of the time everyone's on the same page. Yeah. You know, when there's the energy's there, everyone's got it, and when it's not, everyone's ready for bed. And I think the hardest usually we're pretty good. Well, this year touring with Angie, we've been like everyone's pretty food focused. So we always make sure we got a good dinner before and like eat something good and yum and healthy, and so that probably we're not really thinking about that, but definitely sometimes in the van there's some tunes being played pretty loud. Everyone will have fun, might take a beer for the drive or something, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Are you someone that has any kind of like pre-post gig ritual, like to get in the, I don't know, zone of where you are when you're playing, or is it just it's all part of the day and you know, just walk straight on stage and play the music?
I don't have anything like set. Like if I'm playing drums, I've been playing guitar with Angie, so this year I've been mostly playing guitar on tour.
Oh, right.
But when I'm playing drums, like I'll do a bit of a warm-up. I think mostly for me when I get changed into stage clothes is when I'm kind of like feeling ready.
Yeah, cool.
That's probably the most ritualistic thing I do.
Yep.
Which you have to do. But that kind of, I think when I do that, I kind of feel like my head's in the game. And whether it's right before I go on stage or like a few hours before, it differs. There's no like certain time or anything.
Yeah, sure.
But we always try and have a moment together before we go on stage and, you know, feel connected together before we start playing.
Yeah, how nice.
Which is great. That's kind of all I need, really.
Cool.
Yeah, there's no real structure there. Just kind of go with the flow, I guess.
Well, yeah, sorry, because we sort of jumped to like you've been touring with Angie McMahon, which is not on drums, on guitar, but Alex Lahey has been
on drums. Yeah.
How do I put this? Like, where did the Angie gig come from? And have you been playing guitar like all the time and I just didn't know? Because I knew you were touring playing guitar with her, but I couldn't think of any shows that I knew about like prior.
Before. Yeah, I've always like played guitar. I kind of started like I learnt guitar before I learnt drums.
Right.
I was like drums has been the main thing for a longer period of time than guitar, but I've always done it. I've never played in bands though, so never a live thing. And these days I play guitar with Angie and Annie Rose Maloney. So there's only the two things. I think Angie kind of probably saw me playing with Annie.
Yep.
And she was looking to get another member of her band, or her band was kind of restructuring a little, and she got me on guitar. She's got Lachlan O'Kane on drums, and I cannot do what he does. So I'm very happy he's doing that.
Had you played drums with her at all?
I'd filled in a couple of shows, probably back in like 2019 or something.
Okay.
A while ago.
Mm-hmm.
There might have been 2 on there. I think they were doing a Groove in the Moo run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I did a couple of those. But other than that, that was it, I think. I think there was a couple I was meant to do, but that was in that COVID time and they ended up getting cancelled.
Yep.
So, you know, I'd seen so many of their shows, though. I was very well... I knew the music. Yeah. And I knew how they played, and which was helpful for when I started playing with them, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I've known Gormy for a really long time. Yeah. We've worked together on a few records and stuff. And I've known Angie for a while too. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty, like, as far as that side goes, seamless. Yeah, cool. The guitar part was a whole thing to learn, you know, finding tones and trying to replicate things on that album. I'd never done that before. Mm-hmm. So it was quite scary as well. How much do you like that, like the tone chasing aspect of, you know, recreating studio stuff for the live tour? It's fun. It's interesting. You can learn, like obviously you learn a lot. I don't have like that much knowledge about it, so I'm kind of just like trying, you know, trial and error kind of vibe. And then what I kind of end up doing, I don't know if that's like the standard or I'm not really sure. I just it's hard though, for me anyway. And I had I guess I had a few like pedals and stuff that I just bought over the years just because they were interesting and I was like, I wonder what that does. So I kind of had somewhere to start, I guess. And it took a while for me to feel good about what I was doing tone-wise. Sure. But we're getting there. Great. And now I'm feeling a bit more confident to like kind of expand or explore a bit. And, cool. Yeah. But that was just a whole new ball game for me. And I guess like, you know, when it's something, when I'm playing drums, if I was trying to recreate or get close to a drum sound or from an album or whatever, I guess I've got like, you know, I've played drums a lot. And like, you get to know how drums work and you can like, you know, you can sit down at any kit and kind of make it sound how you want it to. Mm-hmm. And you know how that's going to translate in a PA, you know, through the mics and stuff. You've got that kind of idea and like experience from that. And with guitar, I just had none of that. So it was really like starting very fresh and green and and then we're doing all these huge
straight into
shows.
Like a world tour.
Yeah, like 3 sold out forums. It's pretty crazy. But very lucky.
It's a testament to your musicianship, I think, like that you can just step up and make it happen.
I think also with guitar, I can't actually like shred or anything. I can play the parts and I'm pretty comfy, but I can't overplay. Like I actually physically cannot do more than what I learn, kind of thing. So yes. I think that's kind of helpful in a scenario like that too.
The forced simplicity.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if I sit down and learn something, practice it, great. But yeah, I'm not really confident with doing much more than that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's fair. Like, yeah. I guess it doesn't, like I don't need to either. Yeah, I'm not playing with people that want that, so.
Yeah, they're not like, and now do the Slash solo at the front of the stage with the fan.
Yeah, I just step backwards into the shadows. Nah.
I don't know, maybe for the next album.
Maybe, who knows? I'll probably start practicing.
You mentioned that you were playing with like lots of different people this year. What do you prefer? The like lots of different projects or just a big long tour with a single band?
To be honest, this is such a bad answer, but I've enjoyed having both. Yeah. Like I love the long game of long tours and really like honing in, and I love the like, you know, playing every night for a few weeks and how good it feels. But I also love the variety of playing with a bunch of different people. Yeah, that's a really like vague.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I feel like it's totally cool to like both. I don't know. It's like best of both worlds.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I definitely don't prefer one or the other. Like I love touring, but it's also nice sometimes to be home more and get that variety.
So where are you based now?
In Reza.
Okay. Oh, cool.
I never know if I should say reservoir or reservoir.
Reservoir.
people always like say something, so I just say Reza.
You'll get funny looks if you say reservoir.
Yeah, reservoir.
But stick with Reza.
Reza, yeah, I'm in Reza.
You're a local,
Yeah,
so
yeah, just around the corner.
yeah. Oh, cool. Do you have like, creative time still, like with your partner and stuff like that, or are you getting too busy to like, just be like creative in your own time?
Yeah, we probably haven't done that creative kind of exploring for a while. We're both pretty busy. Yeah, she's a full-time teacher. She's got an album ready to go though.
Cool.
That we recorded with Tim Harvey.
Oh.
And I guess a lot of that like time we spent in COVID was like, a lot of it was figuring out how, like with her music. She's a great songwriter, really rhythmic player. So like kind of arranging a band or a band vibe around that was hard. And we tried so many different things. There's like probably 5 versions of some songs.
Oh, interesting.
So once we kind of found a spot, like this album is really stripped back. It's just like guitar, vocals. There's some piano on it and a bunch of singing. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very like, pretty much no effects. Very raw. And that's kind of the first thing she's felt good about recording. So I guess,
interesting.
Yeah. But now she's like got a band together, so we play with the band live sometimes, and that's working out really well. But yeah, we don't do that creative thing at home too much anymore. But we have the setup for it. We've got a really big house and a big shed, and I've got all my stuff out there.
Awesome.
So if we got time, I'm sure we would. But yeah, full-time teaching and trying to do music at the same time, and
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Well, we've been doing this like little segment on the podcast where I get each guest to ask a question of the next guest.
Oh.
So I've got a question for you.
Okay.
From Celine Macinas.
Okay. Wow, that's cool.
What serves you creatively? Like, what in your life serves your creative practice? And it can be something musically, or it can be other stuff.
That's a great question.
Thank you, Celine.
Thank you, Celine. I had this thought recently. I don't know how to put this, but it was like not an epiphany, but I was like, this is probably why I do it. I was doing some shows with M South for her album launch tour. Oh, we did 3 shows. We did Tanswells in Beechworth, in Kyneton, and then at the Curtin Hotel. And I'd just gotten back from an Angie tour, like US, UK and Germany. So, and came back and, Tanswell's a small country pub. I was like, that's weird. I've just been like, I've done a whole lap of the world playing at these cool venues, and then here I am in this country pub playing a rock show. I was like, that's kind of like what it's about. Like, here I am, like, excited for Emily. She's releasing an amazing album, and she's done all this work to put together a show, and to be able to like be a part of that and like make it a happy time for someone, I think is what kind of like, I was like, that's kind of what's getting me going right now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I think just like, I feel really like lucky and grateful to be a part of all these amazing musical projects and journeys, but making it a joyful time for whoever's musical journey it is probably what is
that's
my
so
answer.
Lovely, Jess.
Yeah and like both like obviously hopefully musically on stage, but also just in general, like a general thing. I think that's my answer.
Yeah, that's great. But like you say, like even with the the touring, the hang is so important, but just like someone's doing their first gig or their first run of tours with their album, like you're not on the road the whole time, But it's still, if you make it a nice spot, like it makes a world of difference for the artist, I'm sure.
Yeah. And there's so much like time and effort and money that independent artists put into doing all that kind of stuff, and the least I can do as a part of their band is make it fun or try to, or like help, or, you know, yeah.
It's interesting that that doesn't always happen. Like, I'm sure you've played gigs with people that like are making it feel like a chore, because for whatever reason, like it's just another gig or not having a great day or something like that. But like clearly you're intentional about like making it a positive space and a good time, because you know how much they've put into it.
And like a lot of, I've definitely had that experience before, you know, someone's just going through the motions or something. But then a lot of people I play with too, I guess, have the approach that I do.
Great.
And it's like people I look up to as well, you know, like playing in Alex's band with like Rich Bradbeer and Cleo Renner. They're like a couple of the busiest session musos around. And like they do it all the time with so many different people, and they could just be going through the motions as well, but they're so like present and like on board and like, you know, want to make it the best time for whoever they're playing with.
I guess like it's good that you've had like peers that you've gone through with, like, you know, like with Beck, but also like, you know, these sort of like more mentorship type like figures that, you know, you've got like positive interactions in like all aspects of your like career.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel pretty lucky with like the people I know from who I've played with, and they're all really great people.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
Well, what would you like to ask our next guest?
Ooh. Oh my God, that's hard to think of a question. What was a moment in your journey where something clicked, something big clicked for you? So someone asked me that once about my drumming, and I can remember a moment where something clicked for me.
Are you happy to share?
Yeah, I was in high school. I was in this band called the Sweethearts.
Oh, yes.
We used to play a lot of gigs. Like, we toured overseas a couple of times. It was pretty, like, incredible thing to be a part of.
That's like the big all-girls soul band, right?
Yeah. They just had their 35th anniversary, actually, last weekend.
Oh, wow.
So it's, like, long-running program. Anyway, I was probably in year 9 or something, 8 or 9. And, you know, I'd only been playing drums for a couple of years, and I'd probably been in the band for a similar amount of time. And I was learning this song, It's Love by Jill Scott. And I just had one of those moments practicing at home where, like, something clicked for me, like, playing it. I was like, oh, like, I understand something about this now. And then I went back to rehearsal, and we played it in rehearsal a few weeks after, and someone actually said something. It was like, well, someone's, like, been practicing. And I was like, oh, like, people noticed something that, like, changed. And I guess, like, that little moment kind of gave me some new confidence or something that, like, changed my, I don't know, way of thinking or my approach to things.
That's awesome.
My kind of first memory of something clicking and it changing how I feel about playing drums.
That's so special.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, 14 or something.
Wow.
So it was nice to, like, have that moment by myself, but then have it, you know, someone recognize it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that the Sweethearts like toured all the time. Is that like part of their regular band program?
Yeah, like they've been to Europe maybe 5 times now. I've been 3 with them.
Wow.
Twice when I was in the band and once as a mentor. I think they try and do it every few years. So they're playing at like Montreux Jazz Festival, Press Soul Festival, Jazz Vienne, sometimes in France. Like they're playing some incredible festivals.
Yeah.
And generally when they're at Pareto Soul Festival, they're like a big part of the festival. They play like in the few nights leading up or in the towns around Pareto, and they usually like are the main band on the opening night of the festival.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
An incredible thing to do growing up. I think I know a lot of what I know from that program. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
How special.
Pretty special.
I guess I know there is one current Sweethearts member who follows the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to the alto sax player, Amelie.
Cool.
But
Maybe I'll share it with them all.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like such a, like, I knew about it because, I don't know, like Melbourne's not that huge. And so if there's like I loved soul music. And when I was in high school, it's like, oh, there's this soul band.
Yeah.
And they do all this like really cool stuff.
Yep.
But have you found that, like, you know, the cohort that you like went through with, like, does it churn out a lot of musicians that like want to go on and make it a career? Or is it more like, I don't know, most other like school band programs where like there's people that are involved from everywhere and then, you know, maybe one or two of them are like, oh yeah, I'd like to study music or play professionally?
Yeah, there's definitely not a whole like heap that have gone on to keep playing. They might like I don't know, like they might play at home and or might have a job that is somehow linked to music, like closely or not. There's a few definitely that are playing, like went and studied, you know, some at like Monash, some at VCE, some at other programs, and yeah, are playing heaps. Like Annika Schmazel's one, Alice Ivy, Beck Goring, obviously, and then there's a few that are a bit younger than us that are probably nearly finished their studies now. So definitely, like, yeah, there's definitely a good amount that at least leave school with the idea to keep studying or keep. And then there's some I know that are teachers. There's some that are like working in like music therapy, but not necessarily like playing as much. But then there's others, I guess, that aren't doing anything music related, but I'm sure it's such like a formative experience that, and yeah, I think it would still impact what they're doing, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It just seems so special.
It's pretty incredible. Yeah. It's pretty wild. Like, yeah, they got a bunch of like alumni back for the 35th anniversary. So there's people you know, that were finishing in the band when I started. So I haven't seen them since like 2006 or 2007. And
wow.
Yeah, just catching up with everyone. You know, getting on stage and playing a couple of songs that you haven't even really rehearsed, that you've played 100 times 15 years ago or whatever.
Yep.
It's in there somewhere, but it'd be nice to have a few, you know, a couple of rehearsals. But it was pretty fun, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that was this year?
That was like last weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool.
So, and was Holly Joyce a grad from that school too?
No.
Or just teaching there?
So Sweethearts is based at Matthew Flinders. So all the music stuff I did, I left, like I didn't do at Ballerine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's in the same area-ish?
Yeah, so Matthew
Like
Flinders
somewhere
is
near Geelong?
in Geelong.
Okay.
Ballerine's a bit out of Geelong.
Right.
But like, yeah, same.
Cool. Sorry about my geography
Oh,
and
don't be sorry.
school knowledge.
Yeah, I shouldn't expect you to know all of that. But Holly Joyce did go to Ballerine.
Okay.
Yeah, and graduated there maybe like a few years before me.
Well, I caught up with her a few weeks ago on the podcast too.
Cool.
Yeah, because I saw her at, playing bass with Husky.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome. And then found out she had like her own music too. So that was a cool hang. But I didn't realise that she was connected in with you too.
Yeah. I was playing in her band for a while.
Ah.
We did like heaps of shows. It was a while ago, maybe like between 2014 and 2018 or something.
Uh-huh.
We were playing all the time, and
wow.
she was doing heaps. We like recorded an album. I'm not sure what her plan with that is, but yeah, Beck was playing with her for a while as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a small world.
Yeah, it is. Like the Melbourne music scene, as big as it is, you always know someone who knows someone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What are you most excited about coming next? Because, like, you know, you just finished this massive tour with Ange. Mm-hmm. Do you have some stuff in your books for next year?
There's a little bit. Not heaps booked at the moment. The rest of this year's like super busy.
Mm-hmm.
like kind of bonkers, which is great.
Because you've said yes to everything?
Because I've said yes to everything. Still am not good at not doing that. There's like, I'm in the studio for an album. Recently, like earlier this year, it might have been last year, I'm bad at time, recorded an album with Ruby Gill. So they're looking at releasing that and doing some shows.
Cool.
So that's kind of getting locked in at the moment. Annie Rose Maloney's going to release her album, so we'll do some shows with that. Angie's writing at the moment, so I'm not sure what's going to happen in terms of like, the next steps for her, but if I'm involved, I hope I am. I'm looking forward to that. Alex has been living in LA, or spends most of her time there, but she's back at the start of the year, so
okay,
we got a few shows booked, so I'm looking forward to playing with her again.
Yeah, cool.
It'll be nearly 2 years, I reckon, since our last tour.
Yeah, right.
Maybe 1.5. So it'll be really good. To do some shows with Al and that band.
How, like, I feel like there's this vibe of once, like, Australian musicians reach a certain level of success, they're like, oh, I'd like to move to LA or London or whatever. Are you finding that trend is like, I don't know, potentially pulling you to go like, oh, you know, I'm in Melbourne for now, but maybe I'd move somewhere else in the world? I've
definitely thought about it before, and Annie actually mentioned it randomly to me the other day that she'd be into, even if it was for a year or something. So I feel like it's something we might talk about. It's not something I felt like really drawn heavily to do, but the idea is exciting. I understand why people do it, and it's hard to say I need to move away to get more work when I've got so much work right now. But obviously it ebbs and flows. But you know, as a songwriter or like a solo artist, there's definitely more work in other places. Australia is it's very small and limited in lots of things. So if you want to kind of grow and work with people outside like the norm of who you've worked with before, usually doing that somewhere else is probably easier. Yeah. Especially when, like you say, it's all pretty close. Like there's so many amazing musicians here. And like if you write out like a bunch of like Australia's like, you know, most famous acts, say, like most of the session musicians have like all played in their bands at like some stage, or exactly
stepped in or like whatever.
And
if not that one, then you know, maybe the other artist or their support artist, or it's like it's a small ring.
It is a small ring. And there's so many songwriters and amazing songwriters. There's plenty of session work, but the idea of trying something else out one day could be cool. Also scary. You know, sometimes I think like I've always felt like it's important to keep having momentum for me to keep getting work. So I worry that like if I ever do try something else out somewhere else, I'd lose whatever momentum I have here.
Yes.
But that's like a me thing to deal with. But that's probably one concern I'd have.
I feel like you're so great, it would just like all come into place, but like legitimate concerns, I guess, too. Like it's hard when you've got like, you know, a good thing happening to like be like, oh, do I risk like trying to start all over again in a new place?
And I guess there's a few, you know, I've done a few tours to America and stuff, and like I know people who live in LA, and also there's a few people from Melbourne that have been moving over lately, so it's easier when you know some people there, which would be great. But I've never felt like super drawn to doing that or feeling like I need to, but the idea excites me.
What do you like about Melbourne and its scene?
I think I liked it. It's close. There's so many like great little venues too that love music and they want to make sure they can keep putting music on, and there's like the communities I find really supportive of each other, and you know, really pumped for someone when they do something good, and whether it's a tour or like releasing a song or an album. I think that's my favorite part.
It's pretty special that like there's so many of these like little places that put on acts like that aren't even that big. But there's a place to like come in and play.
Yeah.
Like the training ground and stuff. Like,
yeah.
And that there's enough people around in Melbourne that want to like get out and support it, like you say, like the community around each of it. And then as it grows and builds, it's like, oh, cool, now there's a whole album, and now they're going on tour, so we'll come down to the bigger venue. And
yeah.
It's all like everyone's involved and excited and celebrating each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much quality music around Melbourne.
So true.
And like even people that don't play, that just like going to gigs as a punter, the fact that they're can be involved in a band's journey like that too is pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Someone said to me the other day that Melbourne has like the most music venues per capita or something.
Wow.
Maybe in the world or maybe in the Southern Hemisphere. I shouldn't be saying this because I don't know the facts, but I thought that was
someone
pretty
can fact check it for you.
Yeah.
and send you
Let
an
me
email.
know if I'm really wrong. But someone mentioned that. I can't remember if it was the Southern Hemisphere or in the world, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And it made sense. It wasn't that surprising. But there's, so many venues that have music on every night of the week or most nights of the week. And there's enough music to like keep that going.
Yeah. Easily.
It's
just been sad that like recently more venues have closed because of like, like non-related things like an insurance premium.
Exactly.
More than doubles.
Yeah.
And it's like, well.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
That's what's killing some venues.
Yeah, it's not a lack of enthusiasm for music.
Yeah. And I guess it all ties in with, the cost of living for everyone, and buying tickets might be a lower priority than what they used to be, and hopefully that evens out at some point. But yeah, it's all the things that are beyond the music that are affecting it.
Yeah.
Really.
How's it been for, some of the acts you've been touring with? Like, because in the small scene, like my partner's band, Gush, just did like a little East Coast tour.
Mm-hmm.
They lost money on, everything except for merch. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, well, like we're playing music, but selling like hats and shirts, which is this weird, like...
It's like your retail store or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're making music because we love music.
Yeah.
But the only way that we can like bring in some money to recoup the losses of the tour is to sell like these awesome homemade caps or like t-shirts that get printed and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, like that's like why is there not like enough value in the actual music as a product?
Yeah, that's true. And it's like common for everyone. If you sell merch, you're going to take home some money. And if you don't, you're probably going to, if you break even, you're doing good kind of thing, which is horrible. Like, it's not really fair. And, a lot of venues try their best, but they have costs as well. So, and if you're paying session musicians, like it's just, there's so many costs. And then there was the whole like Four Corners Live Nation thing. I hope that's not really what is affecting it, but I know that could be a problem at some point. But just so many extra costs that you don't think about. And traveling costs so much more than it used to as well, in general, like whether you're flying or driving, accommodation can cost so much more. Just everything costs more to do.
Yeah.
But then and ticket sales might cost more, ticket prices are probably higher, but because everyone else is paying so many higher fees, that what actually comes back to you at the end is probably less. And it's like, I think about it sometimes, it just baffles me that like the last person to get the dregs of whatever comes through that is the musician that is making the thing happen.
Yeah.
But that seems to be over the whole music industry.
That's so true.
Unless you're a big mega star, obviously. But yeah, musicians in that regard come last.
Yeah. And like everybody, it's not like everybody else is also like struggling. Like if you're selling tickets, like the ticket companies are like, raking in billions of dollars.
Yeah.
The same as the publishers and the promoters. Like, even like most of the bigger venues like are making a lot of money.
Yeah, there's plenty of money in it.
Yeah.
It's like very sustainable if it's set up in a sustainable way. There's no I guess there's just some kind of I don't know if you'd say like money hoarding or something, but I guess there's some of that from bigger companies that maybe I don't know if they don't realise or they don't care how the independent or not famous crew operate, or how they have, how much money things cost them and how much money they don't get. Yeah, I don't know.
As a session musician, like, do you have to worry about much of this stuff, or are you able to, just come in and do your role rather than like take on the extra responsibility of, the artist or the band?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think over time that's probably something I've had to learn to like not let myself get too involved with.
Right.
Otherwise I think I'd probably it wouldn't be sustainable for me to operate like that, and B, I'd probably implode with the stress of but like then again, I have like a fee that I try and aim to get a minimum of, and that changes depending on what kind of show or tour I'm doing or who it's with, or what kind of level they're at. So I definitely like vary in my rate a lot, and like if someone was upfront and being like, look, this is what I can afford for these shows and I feel good about it, I'll probably do it. Yeah, I don't have like I'm happy to like negotiate and do what works for the artist. But I also got to a point where I was like, if I'm gonna like do this as a job, I need to have like maybe a standard for myself, or like a minimum.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But it's hard. Like I do think about it still, and I know people lose money and it costs a lot. But yeah, that's kind of what I've kind of learned that works for me. Yeah.
Is there going to be some Jess Ellwood merch? A signature drumline of sticks and...
Oh my God. Just a Vic Firth 5A. Or whatever's cheap. It's Vader's at the moment. They're cheaper than Vic Firth.
What's Vader's?
Vader's like a different stick company.
Right.
They're good.
What's their like logo? I feel bad. I'm assuming this is not like a niche brand.
I'm pretty sure it's Vader. Maybe it's not even Vader. I always thought it said water, and then I was like, that's a V.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
But they're just... I've only just started using them, and I like them.
Nice.
Yeah, they're just like... Vic Firths are so expensive these days. I was like, I can't pay that much money for a set of drumsticks.
Yeah.
When there's something else I could use that is fine. I don't know. That's a good idea, though. Rich Bradbeer actually did that in COVID. Made some shirts, his face on it, and said, I hired Bradbeer. That was kind of his, way of making some money in COVID.
Yep.
Which was a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love wearing that shirt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Maybe one day.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. You'll be the first to know.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I can plug it on the podcast.
Perfect.
And you'll have like, hordes of thousands.
Amazing.
Flocking for.
Great. I'll make a big first run of merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe do it like pre-order just to confirm.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. That's actually clever.
All right. Well, we should wrap up with 5 quick answer questions.
Oh, okay.
So, what's your favourite venue to play in Melbourne?
Oh, I love the Northcote Social Club.
What would be your dream venue to play at?
Oh, I don't know, some huge arena somewhere.
Is there any that like you've been like, oh, why are we playing next door to X famous venue on, a tour, and you're like, oh, I just wish come on, Ange, get us a gig at Red Rocks or something.
Nah, I haven't thought that. I mean, playing at Red Rocks would be amazing. Maybe that's my answer of my venue I want to play at. But we've played at great venues, and like, it might not be far away to get to there from where we are now.
What's been your favourite overseas venue?
Oh, there's so many.
Sorry, side question, but like, I'm interested.
Yeah, I think the first one that pops up is the Music Hall of Williamsburg.
Okay.
In Brooklyn. I've played there twice.
Cool.
And it pops up because with Angie this year we did 2 New York shows, one at the Bowery Ballroom, which was incredible, and then the next night at the Hall of Williamsburg. The Bowery Ballroom, we just had one of those nights where we all had like a shocker show. Like the show was fine, but like all our sound on stage, like we all had a really hard one, and we were all so excited to play there and really pumped up, and it was one of the hardest gigs we've done as a band. And then the next night we were like, you know what, if we can do that, we can do anything and have fun. So we just kind of like let go of a bunch of stuff and had one of the best and funnest gigs we've had. Yeah, so that's probably what pops up for me.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the freeing of like all the expectation and weight of the like, okay, this is the one.
Yeah.
And then something doesn't quite go right and all of it just feels like it's falling apart.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, you know, we can't control anything. We may as well just have fun and do what we do. And yeah, the expectation was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only that could happen on the like
big shows.
Well, the like just before. Yeah. So that like when you get to the big show, you're in that headspace of like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. I guess that was a nice thing about, you know, Angie did this huge Australian run this year, and like we did 3 shows at the Forum, and it was actually nice to have a few shows in one room because we kind of did go through that journey in that week.
Wow.
And the last show, you know, everyone had different experiences over the couple of nights before. And that last show, we were just at a point where it was like, well, you know, let go of the expectation, let go of it all, you know, just do what you do. And we had a great show.
Can I ask another side question whilst we're on that?
Yeah.
Like, how do you find it getting your sound right when you're just doing so many different venues? And, like dealing with different rooms and different fallbacks and different, like just constant change.
It's really hard. That Australian run, we had a monitors person and we had like files through our ears, so that made it easier. Every room's different though, so you're tweaking things, but for the most part it was consistent. And we had Bonnie Knight doing our ears, and they're probably one of the best people I've worked with sound wise, and they just kind of know. They're just like always watching. They just kind of know what someone needs and they're onto it. So it was really great. Like you can just like trust at that point. But in terms of like overseas touring, if you're using house people or the front of house person's doing the monitors, I find I get into like a flow after a few shows. I kind of know what works and what doesn't. It obviously changes room to room, but I just kind of go with a bit of a plan after a while and go from there. And that changes depending on, well, if I'm playing drums or guitar. If I'm singing a lot, like with Angie, I sing a lot. And the first US run we did, we were on monitors, and I found I couldn't have any, like much keyboard or the keyboard player Stella's vocal because we sound really similar. And I was like, we'd sing and I wouldn't be able to tell if it was me or if it was them. So I was like, that's something I like figured out after a minute. I was like, can't do that. So it's just like little things like that, and it can be tricky, and like every night's just so different. And you, as long as you can kind of hear what you need to hear, and you know what you're doing, then everything will be all right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd honestly never thought about like, oh, this is good that we've got like 3 shows at the Forum, because that's actually 3 shows in the same room.
Yeah. It's
and
pretty lucky.
Yeah. I just think that like, you know, I've never played any big shows like this, but if it was like all acoustic, you know, great. Like the drums are there and like, you know, it's all your stuff and then you adjust to the room because it's all like acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, everything is mic'd. So you're like relinquishing full control.
Yeah.
And then handing it over to like an in-ears or
someone you've never met
wedges
before.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you just sort of like lose the ability to just like acoustically adjust your stuff.
Exactly.
If you were like,
you know, it's a bit easier to do that like on monitors, I guess. Like you can play to the room a bit more. We started using ears, which has its pros for sure. It also has its cons, and that's probably one of them for me. Is losing that ability to kind of like use the room and the stage sound as well. But I guess you like, I don't know, if you're using in-house people, you come up against some people that obviously don't know the music and don't know how we play as a band, which they shouldn't. They work with hundreds of bands, but it can be really sometimes. Well, it has been before a bit of a struggle to get past this barrier that they might have up because they do something that works for them all the time that might not necessarily work for us. So finding the language to like address that was important too.
Yeah, I guess being able to express exactly what you need, but in a way that's
and you don't want to be like, hey, what you're doing sucks. Like, it's like, that's never the point. But some people can take it as that, like, really quickly. So you got to, like, kind of, like, really gauge how someone communicates, I guess. Yeah,
the interpersonal element.
Yeah, which is sometimes more challenging than the sound itself. It can be. A lot of the time we're working with really nice people, but on the odd occasion you come across someone who might be having a bad day or something. I don't know.
All right, final 3 of the 5 quick fire questions. No, this is my bad for just so many more questions. What is your coffee order?
An iced long black.
What is your favourite place to get food after a gig in Melbourne?
Ooh, I love going to Mario's.
Yeah. What's your order?
It changes. I really like the fettuccine they do with like the broccoli and chili and tomatoes. Sometimes just the classic spaghetti bolognese.
Nice.
Or a lasagna.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, final question. What is one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Probably trust yourself a bit more and find confidence within yourself. I reckon. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
It's so cool just to have like followed your career over the last 10 years. Like every time I see like a little update or something, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Just because it's like, I think for me, like I finished high school and then I met a bunch of musicians that were all like passionate about music, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like people also care about the stuff that I care about too. And even though I haven't seen you in so long, it's like I feel like excited every time I get to see that you're off on another tour or doing something else, because I don't know, you've worked really hard and you're a lovely person, your drumming is awesome, and it's so cool to hear about like, oh well, I've just like got this guitar thing now and figuring out how to like make that work. It's awesome.
Thanks.
And you're so great, so thank you for doing this.
Thank you. I mean, that really ties in with what we're talking about, the Melbourne community, you know. That's the same kind of vibe. And
true.
It's so important. But thanks for having me, and it's so good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Our Drummers Musicians. I hope you enjoyed diving into the world of another musician as much as I did. Help us grow by leaving a review and sharing the podcast with your friends, family, favourite artist, or anyone else who might enjoy it. For more info and updates, visit ourdrummersmusicians.com. See you next time.